My name is Cynthia O, OMS III, and I'll be presenting on the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on osteopathic medical student screen time. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we hypothesize increased screen time usage as individuals transition to quarantine and social distancing. Our aim for this study is to answer the following questions. 1. Did the pandemic increase screen time usage? And 2. To what degree was screen time among medical students increased? During this study, we examined the duration and effects of screen time through the use of iPads and computers on medical students' visual acuity and screened for the development of symptoms consistent with computer vision syndrome, also known as CVS. This clinical trial was reviewed and approved by NYIT's IRB, number BHS-1325. Subjects were first and second year medical students that matriculated at NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine. The study was conducted over one full academic year, with data collected on three separate occasions: August 2019, February 2020, and April 2020. For each of the three data collection times, the students provided the research team with their screen time data. Their visual acuity was assessed via a Snellen chart, and they answered a questionnaire to screen for CVS symptoms. The amount of screen time was recorded using Rescue Time, a downloadable program that quantifies data on how much screen time was spent on Apple and Windows devices. The screen time was obtained during the second and third visit via reports that were exported from the application. Documentation of screen time was automated, reducing the risk of human error if subjects were to estimate their screen time. All data from the questionnaire was entered into REDCap, which is a secure web application and HIPAA-compliant database designed for clinical and translational research. CVS symptoms incidence and frequency data obtained from the questionnaire was exported from REDCap as a Microsoft Excel document, which was then plotted as a graph to illustrate results and draw comparisons between the first and second visits. A total of 33 NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine students were enrolled in this study. 6 of them were lost to follow-up, leaving a total of 27 in the end. These students were recruited through school email listservs and school Facebook page announcements. Visual acuity testing was performed on the NYIT school campus. Figure 1 below is an example of a Snellen chart like the one used during the study. It was placed on a wall 20 feet away from subjects to test for visual acuity. Figure 2 is an example of a screen time report from the Rescue Time application. It displays the amount of screen time based on productivity level. Productivity level was not pertinent information for the focus of this study, but we were able to add up the screen time from each category in order to get a total screen time. Of the 27 remaining participants, an analysis was made. Data was collected through Rescue Time and recorded into REDCap. The average daily screen time in February 2020 was 6.0 hours. COVID-19 restrictions were enacted during the second week of March, and by the end of the month, participants had an average time of 6.5 hours per day. April 2020 was the last month recorded with an average screen time of 6.8 hours per day. Figure 3 below is a graph of average screen time per day over the course of the study. The graph has an R value of 0.5, which is of moderate strength. The average screen time for the month of August was 2.4 hours per student per day, while the average screen time for participants increased to 5.9 hours in September and decreased to 4.9 hours in October. There was a consistent, considerable increase in screen time to greater than 6 hours in the last 4 months of the study. Specifically, when noting the differences between March and April when COVID restrictions were enacted and strictly enforced, there was a 4.6 increase in screen time usage. Overall, the average screen time per day for medical students ranged from 2.4 to 6.8 hours from August 2019 to April 2020. In conclusion, the results demonstrate an upward trend of usage and screen time among osteopathic medical students as the academic year progressed. Limitations included a small sample size and loss of follow-up with some subjects. Additionally, the study protocol initially planned for a total of 3 visits. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, all on-campus research-related activities were suspended prior to the subject's 3rd visit. As a result, the final visit was done virtually and visual acuity testing was not conducted. However, this did not affect the collection of screen time data. The increase in screen time is not conclusively caused by the increased demand for screen time related to COVID-19 restrictions, as there may have been an increase in demand due to workload, exam deadlines, and/or other factors. The differentiation between such variables was not examined in this study. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, many students had to undergo a massive adjustment in the education, lifestyle, and routine. Significantly, increased screen time is a potential product of such change and may have affected the population of students in terms of visual acuity and other CVS related symptoms. For this reason, there's an increased need for the medical student community to take part in preventative measures and specific management, especially if medical education in the face of a pandemic such as COVID-19 continues to be implemented in an online format. Thank you.